All right. Any questions? No? Please, go ahead. Heads. Yes, you want. Receive? Okay, good match.
And players are ready.
Play.
Dolgopolov to get us underway. Men's singles quarterfinals in Brisbane.
$15 left.
No doubt about it. He's certainly an excitement machine to watch, is Dolgopolov, though. He's a great entertainer.
$30 left. $40 left. Game, Dolgopolov.
4 points, all going the way of Dolgopolov. Opening game.
First game. Nishikori to serve.
One thing's for sure, in a backhand against backhand matchup, I know I back Nishikori. It's high quality shot. I think if Dolgopolov has a slight weakness, it's the flatness, it's the lack of trajectory on this backhand. He hits it so flat. Can cost him a few points occasionally. And probably a case in point there to a degree that the technique, I think, of Nishikori's backhand outstanding. Looks like it would never break down almost. He could hit that in his sleep.
$30-15.
He did have some issues, as you mentioned, Jeff, with the right arm earlier in the week. He shakes his arm to try and loosen it up, I think. But whether that's tension or a little bit of niggly pain there, it's tough to know.
Well, it looks to me, Fitzy, that you're right.
40-15.
That Nishikori's decided he's going to attack the backhand. And this attempted pass from Dolgopolov, again, as you said, very flat, no ability to get the ball up and down at all.
Yeah, I think if he's not stretched, it's not a problem. But if he's on the move, if Nishikori attacks and gets him to move quickly and he's off balance with the backhand, it's a different story. But that's the weapon. And nonchalantly just slaps a winner.
40-10.
Makes that look easy, doesn't he?
He's so far inside the baseline, almost running as he hit it.
Game. Nishikori.
Good service game from Nishikori, 1-1.
1 game.
This is the action of Dolgopolov. It's so quick. The ball's almost just out of the hand when he's up there and hitting it.
You can see how he goes straight
15
up.
left.
You know, the body weight doesn't transfer forward too much. The body weight goes sort of from low to high, and that's fine, but he makes up for it. So straight up he goes, but doesn't land in the court too far, but the arm speed makes up for it. Oh, that's a clever shot. Interesting drop shot, caught Nishikori by surprise, but he has... Watch how he holds this forehand. This is talented. He holds it and waits for Dolgopolov to commit across court and then just brushes the ball.
30-15. Mr. Nishikori is challenging a call on the left near sideline. Ball was calling.
This wide serve to the forehand on the first court is the serve that Dolgopolov will go to regularly. It's his favourite. He's found the line as well on this occasion.
I'll
notice here in a minute where Dolgopolov stands to serve quite away from the centre tee on this first court, which is unusual, but it helps facilitate this wide serve to the forehand that he likes so much.
And there's been signs so far that if Nishikori gets the ball back quickly and with depth, he's rushing Dolgopolov. There's a few errors there starting to mount now. And this one happens to be a break point. Whoops. He'll be not happy with himself there. Great return, wasn't it? Gave himself the opportunity and missed his forehand wing there. Maybe if you'd left a bit more of that stencil on the racket,
he would have gripped it better.
Oh, great tennis and speed, both players. Tell you what, if you're sub 6 feet tall these days in tennis, you better be quick. And both of these guys are certainly that.
Yeah, they're like little mosquitoes darting around the court. Lightweight, but very agile.
Deuce.
There's Dante Bettini working primarily out of the Bollettieri Academy, where Nishikori has been since he's a 14-year-old.
Well, he's getting some errors, isn't he? When he gets the ball quickly into Dolgopolov's backhand side in particular, he's getting a lot of errors. And you know, if he plays the ball sort of neutrally back and safely, Nishikori, Dolgopolov will start to dominate the points. But he's being aggressive so far, and it's playing in his favour.
Beautiful backhand. Nishikori makes the first strike. 2-1 opening set.
Nishikori leads 2-1.
Thank you.
Time.
There's the service motion of Nishikori. It's okay. It's not one of his weapons. More the ground strokes, particularly the backhanders, where he gets his points won.
Well, right now he's the better player, isn't he? He's making the plays, he's being more aggressive, and he's standing in on the baseline. Beautiful. He has an innate ability to sense when he needs to move forward. That should be a subconscious thing. When the ball is a certain weight, it's coming slowly. So if you pin back by heavy hitting, then you're not going to have a chance to move into the court. But if the opponent takes the pace off the ball at any stage, good players will then step into the court and hurt their opponent, take their time away. Nishikori not able to do it on that point. Great backhand there from Dolgopolov. Yeah, so Nishikori there had control of that point. So Dolgopolov was floating the ball back, and you notice Nishikori then steps inside the baseline and takes time and distance away from his opponent and makes Dolgopolov defend. He was the one that was being rushed. Oh, clever. He's a good player, this kid, mate.
Yeah, no question about that. Really fast,
40-15.
but good hands. When he gets to this drop shot, he holds it. Wait the last moment. Watch his racket face. Just now, he changes it, pulls it cross court, and Dolgopolov, as quick as he is, couldn't read it. No chance.
Game, Nishikori.
Nishikori looking good at the moment, 3-1.
Nishikori leads 3-1.
Check Lendel's head out. That is a bucket head, isn't it?
15 left.
Oh, great feel.
He's used that shot a lot already, hasn't he? It's clearly a plan that he has, Dolgopolov.
Well, he's not winning by... there's a familiar face in the middle of the screen there. Fellow countrywoman playing this evening.
Lisa Tsurenko, lucky loser who took the place of Sharapova and got through to the... Well, she's through to the semi-finals. It wasn't even the first lucky loser. Shot.
Don't undersell it, mate. This was This was awesome, wasn't it, from both players? That forehand was extraordinarily good, and to return that chip across court with that control.
Shot of the tournament,
Yeah,
really.
Probably. The backhand-to-backhand matchup is not working, is it, for Dolgopolov?
30-all.
Yeah, just at the moment, technically, the Japanese player, Nishikori, looks stronger. He looks sounder, technically. Really important game here for Dolgopolov. If he were to go down a double break, he'd be in real trouble. So that last point was important. Beautiful shot.
Dolgopolov.
Still down a break. 3-2 Nishikori.
Nishikori leads 3-2. Time.
Seen some terrific shot making already.
Allow 15.
As good a player as Nishikori is, Fitzy, it's probably the serve that is, at the moment, not quite big enough to get him into the top 4 or 5. He's not tall, but, you know, his service speed and ability to win points. It's a bit compromised, isn't it?
A little bit. I mean, that's his height, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about that. But you know what I was thinking before is how small these players make the court look with their court speed. They're both lightning. And yes, Nishikori's never going to serve you off the court. He's not going to have the serve of someone who's 6'4". But he's got his advantages and his strengths, and he's playing to them today. And there's a lot of those. He's has great court awareness, I think. I love if you just isolate him and watch him in action, you can see how he moves forward to the right ball and then goes back and plays respect to deep balls. And there's the sign of his quickness, because he was on the back foot there when Dolgopolov hit that drop shot. He caught him by surprise. Watch his body weight. When the drop shot comes, he was almost going backwards, and he still had enough speed to get forward to make that shot. So he's quick. There's no argument there.
Game.
Good pace off the ground strokes, certainly from Nishikori. 4-2.
Nishikori leads 4 games to 2.
Still looks pretty fit, Matthew Hayden, doesn't he? Sitting up there in the box, one of Australia's greatest ever cricketers. Gee, what a player he was.
You
know, the sign for me that Dolgopolov is playing this drop shot so much is that he thinks he's got to do something different, because Nishikori's got him covered at the moment from the back of the court, and he needs to diversify his game a little bit and try something new to win. He's under the pump here.
What is it?
It's part of a project from Japan, as Nishikori. A bunch of well-meaning sponsors got together and facilitated his trip to Bollettieri's academy as a young man to endeavour to help develop him into a world-class player, and they've been rewarded. He's done just that.
Mr. Dolgopolov is challenging a call on the right base. Ball was calling.
Well, it was the class of the return. He not only got the ball into play, I think, pretty sure this is in. It may have just drifted wide, but I think it's good. Yeah, okay, on the baseline it was close, but it was the class of the slice. He got depth on it as well as direction, and it just caught Dolgopolov out of position.
That's a nice way with ground stroke. He's hit.
New
Still
balls,
in
please.
control though. 4-3, Nishikori.
Nishikori leads 4 games to 3. Time. Love 15. $15 all.
A little frustrated, Dolgopolov, normally very undemonstrative on the court.
30-15.
First ace from Nishikori.
$40-15.
Project I spoke of earlier to get Nishikori to Bollettieri Academy was sponsored by Mr. Morita, CEO of Sony. And he's certainly a big name in Japan now, Nishikori.
Game, Nishikori.
It's a 5-3 now. Opening set.
Nishikori leads 5 games to 3. $15 left.
These two fellas literally seem like they're floating on air. They're so quick, they're so light across the ground.
Let for service. Let for service.
I was once described when I ran to the net as having a frenetic wobble. These guys are anything but that, aren't they?
You know, for the life of me, I don't understand why you would make that public.
30 left.
That's one of the best things that's been said about me.
A frenetic wobble.
Yeah, it was. Yep, that was it.
Let for service.
I was playing in the World Championship of Tennis singles finals, top 8, and that's the best they could say about me. Frenetic wobble.
There's just some adjectives and verbs you don't want to put together.
40 left.
Well, that was a careless miss from Nishikori, and looks like a potential an easy hold here.
$40-15.
The points are relatively short, aren't they? On paper, you wouldn't expect that so much. You'd expect some of the points to be quite long.
40-30.
Well, we mentioned how Dolgopolov loves this wide serve to the forehand, but of course it's only effective if it's mixed up with a few down the setter. And here, Nishikori, he's just sitting on it. Couldn't hit it better.
Well, he missed his step there. Bad footwork. He was indicating that the ball moved.
Views.
Maybe it's a bit breezy out there on Pat Raft Arena. That ball moved and he just missed his step. He had to adjust. He got too far under that ball. He was too close to the net, wasn't he?
Net, second serve. Advantage, Dolgopolov.
I think
Mr.
he may
Dolgopolov
have missed
is
this.
challenging a call on the left base. Ball was called in.
Well, this is interesting because I don't think Dolgopolov actually saw this land, but when he saw the reaction, oh, it is good. He saw the reaction of Nishikori, who thought he may have missed it. Dolgopolov thought, I better challenge.
Mr. Dolgopolov has one challenge remaining. Advantage, Dolgopolov. Game, Dolgopolov.
So Nishikori will endeavour to serve out this first set. 5-4.
Nishikori leads 5-4. Time. Sit quickly, please, at the back of the court. Thank you. $15 left.
Well, he's been the better player in the first set. I think Nishikori, no doubt, it'd be a minor injustice, I think, for him to not close it out here. And the work will be ahead of Dolgopolov then. He needs to improve. Oh, that's world class. You know, body weight moving backwards, that's a difficult shot.
30
He
left.
threads it down the line. Back he goes, and that takes some real racket control.
Of which Dolgopolov has just changed. Perhaps wanting newer strings. Not sure. 30 love.
Oh, it was the racket.
That's what it was. The game's so simple. Just use the right racket.
15.
More aggression here.
Mr. Dolgopolov is challenging a call.
You call it out? Hey, she called it out. The line umpire called it out. You challenge?
Mr. Nishikori is challenging a call on the right center service line. Ball was called out.
Okay, so the lines lady makes either a belated call here or wasn't heard. So it meant that the opposition player had to challenge if he wanted to win the point. And Nishikori was always confident it was in, but now there's a question whether it's his point or not.
I don't know if he heard or not, but I didn't hear, but maybe he heard.
Yeah, it's an interesting point.
30.
Nishikori feels that the serve was going to be unplayable, and the umpire's saying, well, perhaps the lines person made a call that put Dolgopolov off, so no option.
His argument was good there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So just to clarify why they replayed the point, if the central umpire thinks that the linesperson has made a call, then that call will be then deemed to interrupt the attempt on the return because Dolgopolov got his racket to the ball. If there was no call, then it would have been the central umpire's judgment call on whether
the returner had been interfered with.
Correct.
All means 2 set points, Nishikori.
Mr.
Perhaps an
Dolgopolov
ace.
is
It's been challenged
right
by
center service line.
Dolgopolov. I'm not sure he's challenging with any conviction, though. And it would seem the first set has gone the way of Nishikori. If this is good, and it is by the barest of margins, 1 millimetre. It's good enough. He's smiling. He's happy. He's got the first set. 6-4.
6 games to 4. Time. Second set. Love 15.
trying to change things up a little here.
Loud 30.
Dolgopolov, little slice. And that's probably a good thing, but I think Fitzy had signs of, as you said, a little bit of uncertainty as just how to get the job done here.
(15-30). 15-40.
It's not been a good start to this second set, has it, for Dolgopolov? 15-40.
It's too good. Terrific serve. Nothing Nishikori could do there. He battled to get that ball back into play. Did a good job.
40.
But high quality serve followed by that is too good.
Game, Nishikori.
Early break for Nishikori and looking the goods.
First game, second set.
Highlights, Fitzy?
Yeah, well, most of the highlights, I think, were from Nishikori. He was just too solid, I think, in the first set, made too many balls and had enough flair of his own. And the court speed, for me, was the outstanding issue. He covered the court like a whirlwind. His backhand is even more impressive than I imagined. I knew it was good, but what we've seen today really confirms that. And he's got good racket control as well. He's a quality player on the way up. And right now he's playing every bit as good as his world ranking, which happens to be in the top 20.
Yeah, Nishikori's first serve percentage in the opening set was not particularly good. It was at 54%, but when he finds the mark with the first serve, he was much superior to Dolgopolov. 86% of points won when the first serve went in. Dolgopolov, by comparison, won only 57%, so having a better outcome in that regard.
(15-0). (30-15). (30-all).
Twice as many unforced errors from Dolgopolov at the moment than Nishikori, 15-8.
Oh, that's terrific, isn't it? Dolgopolov hanging on by a thread here. But I give him some credit there. He really hustled to try and stay in this point. It was an important one.
It was a bit Agassi-like, wasn't it? How Agassi used to take control of the front part of the court and just run you ragged from side to side. And that was almost exactly how the great man used to play.
And I think that confirms also the fact that Nishikori stands up on the baseline, because that's what Agassi used to do. And you take time away from your opponent when you do that.
Now he's had a time violation. Nishikori can't believe it.
Yeah, but he went to the racket.
Yeah, but
you come on, no. I can't accept that. No way. I mean, I almost hit the serve.
He was there, you took a while, and then you start second.
Well, I think he's got a very valid point here, Nishikori. It was Dolgopolov who went and changed his racket, and umpire Steiner calling that time violation just as Nishikori was about to serve. I think that was very tough.
Game.
Well, got him fired up enough to serve an ace. He's still not happy, though.
Well, he wants the trainer too. He's asking for the trainer here. He's got a knee issue, he said.
Jimmy, we need a trainer for Mr. Nishikori for next changeover for his knee, please.
Well, he's a little bit injury prone, isn't he? Or he has been so far in his career.
One
of the first mistakes he's made, really. That was the ball he should try to finish the point on. It was a slow, short forehand from his opponent.
One thing we did find out at that exchange with the umpire, there's nothing wrong with Nishikori's English, considering he arrived at Bollettieri's as a 14-year-old, unable to speak a word of it. Now this will be interesting to see whether he gets a violation here.
Violation, point penalty.
There we
Nishikori.
go. That's extraordinary. And he was almost tempting the umpire there to do it, because that's the new rule. You get a warning. Next one, you lose the point if you're the receiver.
Well, it was a strange time to change his racket, unless the string was broken.
I think he was just goading the umpire to do it.
But I think he politely said, I can't accept that. And I think he was right the first time.
I agree with you.
I mean, his opposition was more at fault in holding the point up, and you've got to give him time to find his rhythm to serve, surely. I mean, it's simply strictly going by the rules of the writing of the rule. There's got to be some room for error there, I would have thought.
So, contentious point. Nishikori, though, up a set and a break.
2 games to 1.
Drink. Can you take my knee here? It's feeling I see the thing. Split up. Yeah. Oh,
we take the makeup. Yep. Starting, Demi.
it's okay?
It's perfect.
So the trainer giving Nishikori's knee a little support. Perhaps a little tendonitis. And we are in an injury timeout. So the injury timeout's been called. The trainer has time to assess it, and then is allocated 3 minutes thereafter to get the job done as required. Had abdominal problems at the end of 2012 and had some elbow issues 18 months or so ago. In fact, had surgery.
Treatment complete. Time.
Gracias, Ale.
So let's hope that doesn't impede his mobility. At the moment, Nishikori in control, set and 2-1.
$15 left.
Too good. It's the best backhand Dolgopolov hit today.
15-all.
But it doesn't look as solid by any means, does it, to Nishikori's backhand wing? A lot of talent there, though.
$15-30.
Well, that looked just a little bit proppy, that movement to the forehand side.
I think if you can continue to make Dolgopolov take chances on that backhand wing, you're probably going to be in good shape overall. He'll make his fair share of mistakes off that high return if he continues to go for it.
$40-30.
Mentioned they were both lightweights physically. He's 71 kilos, Dolgopolov, and 68 kilos, Nishikori. Not much to them.
Game, Nishikori.
Fabulous shot.
3-1, Nishikori.
Nishikori leads 3-1. $15 left.
There's ladies semi-finalist Serenko. Lucky loser. fact, she was the 3rd highest lucky loser. The first 2 didn't sign in. So it's been a lucky week for that lady.
Mr. Nishikori's challenge call on the right near sideline. Ball was called out.
Certainly looks like the mindset of Nishikori here is to pound the backhand wing of Dolgopolov. Occasionally you'll go wide to the forehand to open up the court.
Ball stands. 30 love. Mr. Nishikori has 2 challenges remaining. Four to love. 40-15.
Dolgopolov, he won't go away. Still down to break, though, in the second.
Nishikori leads 3 games to 2. Time.
Oh, clever.
That was almost as high as the roof. A little exaggeration, but this was a difficult overhead. This one here. What timing?
Look out for the dog. Here he comes. Played 2 exceptional points in a row. That forehand, as good as it gets. Deliberately flattened it out to try to hit the winner.
Thank you.
Well, strange shot that from Nishikori at love 30, really going for far too much from the middle of the court.
15-14.
Just about his quickest
13-14.
serve of the day, Nishikori, 194 kilometres an hour. That just about maxes him out. Perfectly placed. Dolgopolov back in business.
New balls, please. Three games.
So dangerous, Fitzy, can create something from nothing.
Look, he can. I've got to admit, I didn't really see that coming. There's probably a small question mark on Nishikori since he's had the knee taped on whether that is affecting him or not. But just didn't see that acceleration there coming and the great game coming out of nowhere for Dolgopolov, because he put together 3 or 4 very, very good points there. So the flatness of that backhand, you need to be careful with new balls because they will fly further. The same hit probably will carry further through the air. And that one just floating over the baseline. So he needs to have control with the strings over these new balls on the backhand side particularly.
Loud 30.
Dad looking a little concerned.
$15-30.
There's the fast arm. It's an interesting motion, isn't it?
30.
Yeah, it's akin to a Roscoe Tanner from yesteryear, left-hander, of course, but hit the ball almost on the way up, as does Dolgopolov. Well, perfect time to come up with 3 of his best serves. His first serve percentage hasn't been great till this point, but 3 of the best when he needed it the most. Well done, Dolgopolov. He's ahead in the second.
Dolgopolov leads 4 games to 3. Time.
Oh, that slow-mo brings a smile to my face. It's no longer straight back and straight through, is it?
It's anything but. Rackets, arms, body, but...
Rotation.
Yeah. Whatever works.
Frenetic wobble. That's a waste.
30 left.
Well, he's done so well,
40
Dolgopolov,
left
to get back into a competitive mode here. Just throwing this game away, really. Would have been nice for his sake to keep the pressure on Nishikori here. A poor game.
Game, Nishikori.
4-all.
4 games all.
Interesting here. This is where Nishikori hits the ball to the opposition, and more than 2/3 of the time he's directing his traffic towards the backhand side of his opponent. He sees the backhand as the weakness from Dolgopolov. He's right there. And so if he hits the ball with any speed and vigor into that backhand side, he's in good shape during the point.
The precision of the ground strokes of Nishikori has just dropped off a bit, and we don't know just whether that knee niggle is affecting him psychologically or whether he really can't get himself as set as he would like to do to keep the precision up. But certainly he's dropped off marginally, and Dolgopolov has started to take toll.
Wait, this. Well,
patella tendonitis for tennis players is not an uncommon issue, and that may well be. Oh, clever. That may well be what Nishikori has
Dolgopolov.
Dolgopolov, 5-4 now, second set.
Dolgopolov leads 5 games to 4. Time.
He's done well. Alexandr Dolgopolov was down a set and a break, and now he's just one game away potentially from pushing this to a third set.
His application has changed a little bit, though, hasn't it? I mean, it was really down. Well, when he was down 3-2 a break here in this set, it was coming down to the wire for him. He had to apply himself then and there, or he might have been out of here. But to his credit, he seems more dogged at the moment. Certainly competing well, but
30 left.
It remains to be seen if the game is enough to beat his opponent. Nishikori has been solid. Wow. Short arm jolt.
30-15.
Well, Nishikori was standing so wide on that first court. He was trying to change the angle. Tricked himself, really, went down the middle. Dolgopolov wasn't fazed by the wide stance, and he could have driven a truck down there.
40-15.
Challenge.
Mr. Dolgopolov is challenging a call on a right base. Ball was called out.
Often players feel as if at the end of the set, or towards the end, if they've got plenty of challenges, they may as well use them. It's in vain, so
game.
we're at 5-all.
Five games all. Mr. Dolgopolov has 2 challenges remaining.
I'm very keen to see more of Dimitrov. He's a ball player. The highest ranked the youngest player in the top 50. And there's a lot of raps on him and his ability. Everyone's waiting for Dimitrov to put it together.
15 all.
Dimitrov and Mills, the winner of that match will play Baghdadis.
Mr. Nishikori is challenging a call on the left far side line. Ball was called out.
I think he feels he's missed it, though. Yeah.
Call stands. 30-15.
Unforced errors
40-15.
from Nishikori now seem to be coming a little bit more frequently. He was miserly in the first set. And there's pretty much another one. So Dolgopolov now, one game away from taking the second set.
Dolgopolov leads 6 games to 5. Time.
Nishikori will need plenty of first serves here. 58% only into play thus far.
Well, as you'd expect,
15
Dolgopolov with a sniff of victory in this second set is trying to up the ante in the first point. Well, he should have made that too. He was there. Just a little off balance, I think.
30-15.
A little late in the preparation. He should have defended that ball and kept himself in the point there, Dolgopolov.
$40-15.
So possibly fitting here to finish this second set in a tiebreaker. It's been even Stevens for all of this second set. An early break to Nishikori, but I think the balance has been very even overall here, and it'll be decided now by
6
TV.
games all, second set tiebreak. Both players will receive an additional challenge for the tiebreak.
His record, Dolgopolov in tiebreakers, is almost 50-50, 132 and lost 35.
Well, there's the fragility of the backhand side there again. Trying to press with that shot of his when the margin for error is pretty small.
Mr. Dolgopolov is challenging a call on the left far side line. Ball was called out.
Got a feeling this one might have caught the line here. I'm not sure, but going on Nishikori's reaction, yeah.
Ball overturned.
He was disappointed there that Dolgopolov challenged, I think. So it's a replay.
1-0 Nishikori.
Good stuff, and
2-0.
I think it's unsurprising
Nishikori.
to note that Nishikori has a better tiebreak record. He's won 32 and lost 22, because I think he's just a little bit more secure when the pressure mounts.
He's a bit more solid, isn't
Yep.
he?
3-0 Nishikori.
And I think really, overall, it's probably the backhand wing.
Yep.
You know, it's more solid, it's more reliable. He can hurt his opposition a bit more with it. And Dolgopolov has a slight weakness on that side in comparison to the rest of his game.
Pretty good second serve there from
3-1.
Dolgopolov. Nishikori looking to really take a stranglehold to come forward. Look at the depth on this second serve, and it just made life uncomfortable for Nishikori. Oh, that's the 1-2 play that he loves. The wide serve to the forehand to get the opponent off court and then take the next ground stroke very early inside the baseline into the open court. No chance. Right, that's a really poor choice given the situation. It's a high-risk shot at the best of times, and the reason why we mentioned his tie-break record is not special. You just can't afford to take high risks in tiebreakers.
Yeah, it's when it doesn't work, it looks bad, doesn't it? When it works, it looks spectacular, but you know, in some ways, he's probably forced to go for that bit extra because Nishikori's so quick and he's finding it hard to beat him from the back of the court. So you can understand his mindset, you know, trying something else to win a point, but that one looked like a pretty low percentage choice. Well, his backhand is rock solid, is Nishikori.
Yeah, this wasn't an easy shot, was it? It's reasonably low, and it has to be a good approach, and it was very good.
(5-3) Nishikori.
Had a bit of a chance there, Dolgopolov, because the approach of Nishikori was not as good as he would have liked. Nevertheless, brings Nishikori to 6 points to 3 and a host of match points.
Thank you.
Too good.
Game, set, match, Nishikori. Just sets the love, 6-4, 7-6.
Good match. We expected these two young guns to provide something special. And it was a little up and down at times, but the players of the future are here. So Nishikori in straight sets, 6-4, 7-6.